Things we do have control over is going 1-0 this week. We've got our last regular season game. We're excited that we've clinched the West, but we have a chance to finish this thing the way we're supposed to. And got a great rivalry with San Jose State, and our guys are excited about the challenge this week. So that's all we worry about.
In the part that you can control in terms of making an impression on the voters, you guys are ahead of Northern Illinois. You're doing fine there. Do you think, though, that this game gives an opportunity for your defense to make a statement because of Fales being 6th in the country in passing yards and the way he's performed against other schools?
Possibly. I can't get in the heads of the voters or the computers or how all those things work out. But I think we're playing better defense. We still got some work to do there. I think it's going to be a terrific matchup because you got two of the best quarterbacks in the country going head-to-head against each other, and I think it'll be a nice show for television.
Is this a week where your team needs those earplugs you handed out earlier this year more than ever?
I don't know if it's more than ever, but it's the same story. We realize that the noise is going to get louder and louder. I think our guys have done a really good job of handling that. It's just one more week in that same line, so I think we're used to it. We just need to finish this thing the right way. We got a little bit of a short week, but we just got to get our preparation done and go up to San Jose ready to play our best game.
After reviewing that 69-28 win over the Lobos, what was most satisfying to you from a coaching perspective?
Well, I thought the first half in particular we played probably as complete of a game as we've played in all phases. Really impressed with our offensive, and their explosive plays. Coach Ram mentioned, we have different goals offensively and defensively each week that lead into, a win. And as we measure it, the key ingredients to get there, and we hit every one of our offensive goals, which is the first time since we've been here we've done that. Really impressed with the way we're taking care of the football. Late we put the ball on the ground. But other than that, we've done a really nice job securing the football. We had the kind of a fluke, fumble on the rugby kick that hit Curtis. But we've got to coach that better. But again, I don't look at that as a ball security issue that you have a lot of control over. But happy there, not as happy defensively. We've got to do a better job taking the ball away. We're playing pretty good. You look in the first half. I think we held the nation's second leading rushing team to, I believe it was 70 or 80 yards in the first half or less. Maybe not even that. So really pleased with how our guys were assignment sound. Third quarter we didn't come out as sharp as we should have, and that's on me. We got to do a better job. But we finished the way we needed to, and won rather convincingly.
Were you surprised when you found out that Northern Illinois beat Marcus?
Yeah, probably a little bit. Just because I thought with them winning and us winning, things would probably stay the same. But I'm really not a whole lot surprised by anything that happens with the PCS at this point, and we'll just see.
Coach, what was your reaction when San Diego State beat Boise State to know that the Mountain Division is a little in flux and it may be Utah State coming here December 7th?
Well, I wasn't surprised. I know going to San Diego is a tough place to play. I think Coach Long and his staff and their players are really playing well right now this time of year, much better than they were at the beginning of the year. We think we're playing much better than we were at the beginning of the year. It was a heck of a game, went back and forth, and they found a way to make some plays at the end to win. And I think it's a testament to how difficult it is in our league to win on the road. We've got really good depth, I think, in our league, and now we'll have to maybe look a little bit more at possibly playing at Utah State, but we don't have to worry about that till Saturday. So it's either going to be them or Boise, I believe.
Coach, what's the plan with the Thanksgiving holiday and the game being on Friday?
Well, we'll try to, as much as possible. You want to enjoy Thanksgiving and have these guys realize that football is not your entire life, that there is a reason we have this holiday, but we've got to get our work done. So we'll try to treat Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, as our normal travel day Friday as much as possible. We'll have meetings here in the morning. We'll do our walkthrough like we normally do on our travel day, and we'll probably bus up around 1 o'clock in the afternoon to go up to San Jose and arrive between 4 and 5 local time. But Thursday night we'll have Thanksgiving dinner for our players and our staff's families that are there. So we'll have a big turkey dinner and cranberry and potatoes, and I think McHugh's got gravy and the whole 9 yards, maybe some pumpkin pie.
So you'll have that up in San Jose, right?
Yeah.
David Phillips has gotten a lot of attention for his abilities. How does he compare with the quarterbacks you've seen so far this year?
You know, I think he's right up there with the top ones. He's, I think, 6th in the country right now in passing. He's got some really good weapons around him. Probably as much skill as in the receiving corps as we've played against. Very accurate. He's played a lot of games. He's got a really good presence about himself, and he can make some tough throws. So we'll have to be, you know, spot on, changing our coverages. We'll have to do a good job trying to pressure him in order to try to, you know, take him off his game a little bit.
Talk about your rushing attack. It was one of the questions coming into the season, how you guys are going to do without Robbie Rouse. And it seems like as the course of the season's gone on, that question's gotten, people don't ask that anymore. I think you're actually rushing for an average that's higher than you were last season. You want to talk about your guy? Yeah,
it's a lot of what we expected. We knew losing Robbie was going to be difficult, you know, because you can't just replace him with one guy. And so having Juice and having Martez, we thought we had 2 very solid running backs. We knew our offensive line, as the season would go on, would get better. And as people have to start to concentrate on our receivers, it was going to open things up. And so I, you know, predicted early in the year, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if we rushed for more yardage. In fact, I expected us to. Early in the season, people looked like me, like I had a hole in my head, thinking, yeah, you guys are really going to do that. But our guys have done a really nice job. I really appreciate Coach Norcross, you know, really pushing our offensive line to block better, and they've gotten better, and our backs have gotten a better feel for where those things hit, and they've done a really nice job running hard. So if we can continue to run effectively like we are, we make it difficult on teams. If we can rush for 200 plus with our throw game, I like our chances on offense.
You have 7 to choose from Saturday. Which one of Derek's touchdown passes impressed you the most?
I don't know. They're all, you know, pretty special. You know, the one where he threw the backside off the naked, I don't think, you know, Devontae had to speed up to get to it. I mean, hit him perfectly in stride, and that was impressive. But nothing he does surprises me anymore. He's a pretty special kid.
Not even the pooch punt down to the 1-foot line?
Well, that was impressive too. I don't know if he put that on his stats, you know, as we try to promote him, but he just, whatever we ask him to do, whether it's on the field, off the field, hey, go ahead and punt it inside the 1. The guy's got a special knack. He's, you know, rightfully so. He's being named the best quarterback in Fresno State history, and I haven't seen all the other ones, but in my unbiased opinion, I agree with people that say that.
I mean, you talked a lot all year about having your players tune out the noise from outside. Do you repeat that message this week? It's obviously you're getting so close to the end where all this stuff is going on. Did you have to repeat that message this week at all, or do you just trust that they know what to do?
No, I mean, we had a team meeting yesterday, and we absolutely repeated. And our guys can pretty much recite it back to us, but that's what you want. It's like a football coach. You want to run so many repetitions in practice that it just becomes natural, and that message has to resonate from our players, from our assistant coaches, and from me. That you know, put all that noise away, just go 1-0 this week, and control things we can control. And I think our guys have really done a nice job with that.
Along those lines, Coach, the perception of the Mountain West around the country, and you've been in a lot of other conferences, so you have some perspective. And people right now, of course, are arguing MAC versus Mountain West. Not necessarily that, but do you think the Mountain West is getting the credit it deserves? Do people realize, I mean, for instance, how good Utah State's defense is to hold USC to 17, to shut out Colorado State after they scored 66 the week before?
I think that because of the time that we play, you know, that late prime on Saturday night when most people on the East Coast are asleep, probably hurts us a little bit. I think, you know, the Mountain West is a very solid conference and relatively deep. You know, as you saw, you know, San Diego State, you know, take care of business against Boise, and I think Boise's really starting to play well down the stretch here. It's one of those things that you can't control, though. You know, I think, you know, the top few teams in the Mid-America Conference are very good. Same thing in the AAC, and you look at each conference, and they're at the top of those conferences, I think, can compete with a lot of teams. To me, I think we've got more quality depth throughout, and we'll see as we go forward.
You said that in your unbiased opinion, Derek is the #1 quarterback in the country. When it comes to the Heisman Trophy, if a voter asked you, why does he deserve it? I mean, is it something he's done on the field? Is it the replacement factor that, if you had to put someone else in there, what would be the difference in wins? Or how do you make that case for him?
Well, I think, when you look at that award, it's who impacts their team the most. And I've said this before, the #1 stat for quarterback is leading a team to wins. And the way he's led us, especially in those close games, to find ways to win games when we're either down or tied at the end of the game, to put up the numbers he's put up, which he's, I think, set just about every Fresno State record as well as Mountain West Conference record. And I think part of what he does off the field, who he is as a person in the community, should, give people some pride in voting for a guy like Derek Carr. I mean, he's a guy who's a poster child. He's a National Football Foundation Hall of Fame scholar athlete. He's a guy that anytime there's a request from anyone in the community to, meet with any group, he's out there doing it. He's a father and a husband. He went through, a bit of a, trauma early during training camp. It didn't ever affect him. He just leads our team the way you want him to lead, and outworks probably everybody on our team. I mean, there's not much more I can say about him other than, and he pooch punts inside the one. So I mean, I don't know how many other players in the country, let alone quarterbacks, could match those kind of things.
Have you ever in your career been around a single player who made that big a difference on that year's team?
No, I think a year ago, Johnny Manziel obviously affected that team. It was huge. But as far as one I've been around, no. I mean, he's the standard bearer. I was with D. Dallas at Air Force when he was on a pretty special run, and I think he ended up 5th or 6th in the Heisman Trophy voting that year. He had an impact like Derek does, but I think Derek, given the fact that we're undefeated at this point, I have to give it to him.
Any final questions?